I admit it, I was a Harley hater. I'm now a huge fan. So how did I get here? I'll tell you. First, it's important for us to mention why most Americans buy motorcycles. They aren't a primary mode of transportation for most people, though a very economical option. Most Americans either have a car or perhaps use public transportation. Motorcycles are typically a recreational or a secondary vehicle. For me, my bikes are about 50-50. I default to my bikes, but depending on what I need to do, I may also take my truck. So for most of us, we look for more in our bikes. I would argue it's a sensory experience for a lot of people. Feeling speed, being outside, feeling the wind, the curves. There's also the way the bike looks and makes you feel when you ride it, which a lot of people find to be super important. Second factor that you need to understand about how I went from a Harley hater to a Harley fan is you need to know something about, well, me. I've always had a sense of duality. As a teen, I had long blonde bangs, rode a skateboard, but ran and was elected for student body president. I put together an art school portfolio, but then I joined the Air Force. I flew bombers in combat, but designed landscapes and decorated cakes as a side hobby. To quote Thin Lizzy, or Metallica, I like to hear the cannonball a-roaring, but I also like sleeping in Molly's chamber. So I like the precise, but also the beautiful. I lean into inherently dangerous and exciting things, but also just like to chill. That is what kept me away from Harleys and also attracted me to them. For the most part, I used to not like the way they looked. I know, for some people that's insane, but I wasn't into the heritage bike look. My wife, on the other hand, loves it. My first bike, a Victory Highball, was a bit of a contradiction, but I bought it because it was a great American bike and it wasn't a Harley. There was also an image that I had of a typical Harley rider. And listen, I grew up in the 80s where the stereotypes probably originated. I also had an impression that the bikes were clunky and leaked oil. After actually riding them and getting to know the bikes, I realized that modern Harleys are some of the highest quality machines and some of the best build, fit, and finish of any other bike company out there. Handling and performance were also areas of interest for me. I didn't have the impression that Harleys could be flicked around corners, be smooth on the road, and accelerate the way a sportier bike could. A former law enforcement friend of mine reminded me that police motorcycle competitions featured Harleys and that a skilled rider could flick them around without a problem. I think Mr. Jerry Palladino has also proven that to be true. But instead of getting drawn to a Harley, I noticed that the bike competitions featured BMW R1200 RTs. Well, it turned out my former law enforcement buddy had a garage full of Harleys and BMWs, and one of those was a 2010 BMW 1200 RT. He rode his RT over to my house, threw me the keys, and told me to ride it for a couple of weeks. Let me know what he thought of it. I fell in complete love with the bike, and I bought it. I thought it was the perfect bike. It was easy to ride, very flickable. It made me a better rider. It was a great bike, sporty enough, fast enough, very maneuverable, super comfortable on long trips, and it looked pretty good. No Ducati, but I did get compliments on it. But when I moved to Texas, it was time to sell it. So I was back in the market for a bike. I knew I wanted a quality bike that was comfortable for a long trip, had a comfortable place for my wife on the back. It needed to perform well and be somewhat fun to flick around. It needed to look cool to the aging skater punk in me, and my wife was lobbying for something with a heritage look. That eliminated another BMW RT. It was really down to the new BMW R18 Transcontinental, a 2016 Indian Roadmaster Springfield, and a 2019 Harley Road Glide Ultra. Why these three specifically? Well, the BMW met most of the criteria I was looking for and was reasonably priced. The 2016 Roadmaster Springfield was one of the last years Indian nailed that heritage look. And the 2019 Road Glide Ultra I found met most of the criteria and was almost $10,000 cheaper than a similarly equipped new Harley. So why did I choose the Harley? Well, I test rode all of them. The Indian Springfield rode like a barge, and I knew it wasn't right for me. It was difficult to turn, the braking didn't inspire confidence, and I just really did not enjoy riding it. The BMW was the runner-up. It looked great. It had the best technology package of all of them. It handled great, and it was comfortable. The issue was the motor. I loved the Boxer engine in my old BMW RT, but I didn't love this one in the R18. It felt like instead of making it the best Boxer motor it could be, they were trying to force it to have character like a Harley. I remember thinking at a stop that they were trying to be cute with the engine vibration, and it wasn't. It was annoying. That motor ruined the bike for me. By trying to force it to have character, the bike had none. I got off of it just feeling okay about it. Then there was the Harley. In the first minute of riding it, I had a smile on my face and was like, holy S, this thing is mean. Even with forward controls, the bike's riding position and performance was pretty darn flickable, smooth, and confidence inspiring. Even though it's a very heavy bike, 937 pounds wet, once it starts moving, the weight melts away. This bike is precise, but it's also beautiful. It has an edgy excitement to it, but it's also chill. It's cannonballs are roaring, but it's also Molly's chamber. This is a great bike.